has its beauty. From all parts of the world, many volunteers rushed to help their German brothers in defense of Europe. The German army was in fact the most religiously diverse and largest multiracial fighting force in human history. Volunteers from the following countries joined Germany and fought for the Third Reich: Albania, Australia, Armenia, Argentina, Azerbaijan, Belgium, Bulgaria, Bosnia-Herzegovina, China, Canada, Croatia, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Greece, Georgia, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Iceland, Ireland, Iran, Iraq, Italy, Korea, Latvia, Libya, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Lebanon, Netherlands, North Africa, South Africa, Norway, Poland, Palestine, Portugal, Romania, Serbia and Montenegro, Slovakia, Syria, Slovenia, Spain, Russia, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Ukraine, Turkey, USA, and Egypt. I promise you, I'm quite free from all racial hatred. It is in any case undesirable that one race should mix with another. Pride in one's own race, and that does not imply contempt for other races, is also a normal and healthy sentiment. I have never regarded the Chinese or the Japanese as being inferior to ourselves. They belong to ancient civilizations, and I admit freely that their past history is superior to our own. They had the right to be proud of their past, just as we had the right to be proud of the civilization to which we belong. Indeed, I believe the more steadfast the Chinese and the Japanese remain in their pride of their race, the easier I shall find it to get on with them. Although Germany wanted to keep Germany German, visiting people of other races were of course welcome. African-American Olympian athlete Jesse Owens had been warned before the Olympics that the racist German crowd might be hostile and yell insults. Instead, the crowd gave him several thunderous ovations. Owens later remarked that he had received the best ovations of his career at the Berlin Olympics. After winning 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, Owens was not recognized or invited to the White House by either American presidents Franklin D. Roosevelt or his successor Harry S. Truman. Instead, it was Hitler who gave Owens a special commemorative gift. Anti-German propaganda claimed that a furious Hitler had ignored 4-time Olympic gold medalist Jesse Owens. However, in his 1970 autobiography, Owens himself wrote, "When I passed the chancellor, he rose, waved his hand at me, and I waved back at him. I think the writer showed bad taste in criticizing the man of the hour in Germany. Hitler did not snub me. It was Roosevelt who snubbed me. The president did not even send me a telegram." Jesse Owens said on numerous occasions that he was actually treated better in Nazi Germany than in segregated America. In America, Owens had trouble walking down the streets without getting harassed by racists. In Germany, Owens had trouble walking down the streets because the Germans kept stopping him to shake hands and congratulate him. Owens had only positive things to say about National Socialist Germany. One of the famous American Tuskegee Airmen, Alexander Jefferson, wrote a book called Red Tail Captured, Red Tail Free, where he talked about being a second-class citizen in his own country. He was shut down and put into a German POW camp, where he, for the first time in his life, wasn't segregated from the white troops. He recalls the incredible irony of finally being freed and returning home, and no sooner did he walk off the ship when he was told, "Whites to the right, niggers to the left." The black historian and sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois visited National Socialist Germany in 1936. He related that he received more respect from the German academics than from his white college back in America. He was treated like a human being in Germany and stated, the National Socialists did not show any trace of racial hatred toward blacks. The American diplomat and author Lawrence Dennis, who was biracial, born to a black mother and white father, also visited National Socialist Germany. Like Du Bois and other blacks who visited, he was treated warmly and like a human being for one of the first times in his life. He met and had discussions with Adolf Hitler himself. Dennis even attended the Nuremberg rallies. He was so impressed with Adolf Hitler's Germany that he thought National Socialism could save the United States as well. Contrary to what we've been taught by the victor's propaganda, Hitler did not hate all Jews. Hitler's Jewish doctor, Edward Bloch, who also had treated his cancer-stricken mother, was protected by the SS. On Hitler's order, Bloch was given special protection. Hitler called him an edel Jude, noble Jew. Hitler said, "I have nothing against the Jews themselves, but the Jews are all communists, and these are my enemies. It is these I am fighting. All Jews stick together like burrs. It is up to the Jews themselves to draw a dividing line between these different kinds, but they have not done that, and therefore I must proceed uniformly against all Jews." Philip Friedman stipulated, the Third Reich treated Christianized Jews preferentially. The National Socialists' Third Reich carefully distinguished between Talmudic and Christianized Jews. One of Hitler's closest comrades from the earliest days of the movement was Emil Maurice, who was Jewish. Maurice also was Hitler's one-time Schäfer, bodyguard, and permanent companion for many years. Hitler regularly attended concerts, and one of his favorite composers was Gustav Mahler, who was Jewish. The opera composer Franz Lehár was married to a Jewess, but he was the recipient to Hitler's highest musical award. Over 800 Jews lived openly with synagogue services in a Jewish hospital in Berlin during the war. In early 1938, 10% of the practicing lawyers in Germany were Jews. Jewish doctors and dentists were still participating in the German state compulsory insurance program, Ortskrankenkasse. 680,000 Jews were still living in the Third Reich by 1939. With Hitler's knowledge and approval, as many as 150,000 soldiers with Jewish blood served in the German military, including decorated veterans and high-ranking officers, even generals and admirals. Brian Mark Rigg, history professor at the American Military University in Virginia, said that these issues of soldiers of Jewish descent was long a somewhat taboo subject, overlooked by most academics. Many senior officers with Jewish ancestry even won special permission to serve from Hitler himself. Brian traced the Jewish ancestry of more than 1,200 of Hitler's soldiers, including 2 field marshals, 15 generals, 2 full generals, 8 lieutenant generals, 5 major generals commanding up to 100,000 troops. 20 Jews won the Reich's highest military honor, the Knight's Cross. Jews also served in the National Socialist Police and security forces as ghetto police, Ordnungsdienst, and concentration camp guards, kapos. History is actually not so black and white. Many brave and German-friendly men with Jewish blood fought shoulder to shoulder with Germany against the Jewish Bolshevism. Most notably, former Chancellor and Luftwaffe General Helmut Schmidt and Luftwaffe Field Marshal Erhard Milch. Despite his Jewish heritage, Werner Goldberg appeared in the Berliner Tageblatt as the ideal German soldier, and his image was later used in recruitment posters for the Wehrmacht. Every German soldier received a copy of the German Soldier's 10 Commandments and was expected to follow them to the letter or face serious punishment. The only exception to these rules of conduct was in dealing with the murderous communist partisans who refused to recognize rules of warfare. For this reason, non-uniformed partisan prisoners who refused to surrender were sometimes hanged or shot as war criminals, not as legitimate POWs.